I choose integrity and whatever else it brings. I don't choose selling your soul to the devil.
What part makes it selling your soul?
Because that means I'm willing to do anything, belittle myself and degrade myself for the love of what? Of $1. I'm not going to do it. My integrity, what my kids and how my kids respect me and view me means more to me than me earning a quick dollar, portraying to be something that I'm not. Or it may, they very well may be that way. That might be true. What she's singing about may have just happened. I don't know. I'm not there to judge. I don't care. But I'm not willing to put that thought out there.
Now, after saying all these things, this 62-year-old woman went and stole approximately $15 million from funds allocated to struggling businesses during the COVID pandemic in the United States of America, and has now been sentenced to 7 years in prison. And I am personally annoyed by this case, honestly, given the fact that she's 62 years old. She's a grandma probably, and here in Africa, at that age, you are considered as a hub of wisdom, where you would be teaching the younger ones the right way to go in life. And if you look at what she went on her own daughter's podcast to talk about with regards to integrity, and what she does after that with regards to her stealing this $15 million, it's just annoying. But let's get into the case. Now, this woman at the center of it is 62-year-old Shelitha Robertson. Now, Shelitha Robertson is not just any average woman. She knows right from wrong. Aside the fact that she's 62 years old, and some would arguably say that she's old enough to know what is good and bad, she has actually been a police officer before, and she has actually also served as an Atlanta prosecutor, and at a point was even vying for the position of a judge. So she knows the law. She knows what is right from wrong. Let's watch what she said when she was vying the position of a judge, and then I'll come back and wrap this video up.
I am Shelitha Robertson, and I want to serve as your Superior Court judge. For more than 30 years, I've served the public as a police officer, a public defender, and a city attorney. I love America. I respect the Constitution. I'll be effective, efficient, fair, and firm. I'll be an interpreter of the law, not an advocate. I am Shelitha Robertson, and I'm ready to be your judge.
On May 20th, vote Shelitha Robertson. Experience we can trust.
All right, so you saw and heard it for yourself. This woman was just all over, trying to parade herself as a saint, fit enough to even be a judge and adjudicate on issues, when in actual fact, her moral compass and ethics were really twisted. She went on her daughter's podcast and she was talking about integrity. And I'm quoting what she said. I quote, "I choose integrity and whatever else it brings. I don't choose to sell my soul, because that would mean I am willing to belittle myself and degrade myself for the love of what? Of $1? How my kids view me and respect me means more to me than earning a quick dollar for me to be something that I'm not." Now, that is what she said. And if you listen to the words alone, I'm sure you'd be confident in her that, no, this is a woman who is upright. But that is the problem of most people of today. You just listen to what people say and believe it. I am always of the opinion that don't just do that, because after she said that, she stole $15 million from PPP loans designated to be disbursed to struggling small businesses during the COVID-19 pandemic. And with these stolen funds, she bought a Rolls Royce, a 10-carat diamond ring, and a motorbike. Yeah, a 62-year-old woman. It's like she's living the life that she probably didn't get to live when she was a young lady. She bought all these things in addition to other lavish things. And she was enjoying the life and coming to sit on her own daughter's podcast and say some of these things. And for me, I think it's an insult to the face of people who are genuinely trying to do the right thing. Not only are you stealing from struggling small businesses, but you are acquiring illicit wealth and you don't shut up about it. You come and sit on a podcast and rub it in the faces of people after flaunting your ill-gotten wealth, and then posture as if you got your wealth by legitimate means, and then try to talk about motivational things, about integrity and all. And that is the most annoying thing. And it is becoming a trend that typically in these days, the people who talk the loudest about how good of a person they are usually turning out to be the worst person around. If you agree with me, just let me know in the comment section. If you disagree, let me know. Maybe you can share examples of certain experiences you've had with such people. But for me, this is an observation I have made. And it seems that the society is also becoming more and more gullible, because most people seem to be falling for these things. I don't get it. To the extent that it appears most people are easily swayed by what others say. Just hearing people talk sways others. And especially if these people are saying the right things and are posturing to be what they are saying, a lot of people get fooled. It is becoming a dying art for people to be able to sift between what people say and the subtle red flags in what they do. Because most people are actors and pretenders, especially to the public. But when they go into their closets, in their private lives, if you are able to observe them keenly, you will see the underlying red flags that speaks to what they really are and who they really are. And I think that is what was playing out here in the case of Shelitha Robertson. And it's such a shame, because all that she said she wouldn't be have become all that she is now. On her daughter's podcast, she said that she chooses integrity and whatever else it brings. But per these crimes that she's committed, it turns out she never chose integrity. She was just speaking off of the high of the illicit funds that she had gotten and was enjoying. And she felt she had to be talking like this. Personally, I think that sometimes these corrupt people speak like this because their conscience is battling them, and they say some of these things to sort of compensate to themselves and reassure themselves that there is still a level of goodness in them, because deep down they are ashamed. They know what they've done. And then she also went on to talk about the fact that she will not choose to sell her soul. But in actual fact, she did. She went on to say she won't sell her soul because that would mean that she's willing to belittle herself and degrade herself for the love of a dollar. That is exactly what this crime leaves her in. Because at the age of 62, you're probably a grandma, you're a senior citizen, you should have a level of respect and self-respect and integrity that speaks volumes to people and is enviable and actually admirable, that people would want to emulate and get close to you and learn the ropes of how to be like you. You are not the one to be caught up in a $15 million fraud with conviction of 7 years in prison for stealing such an amount at the age of 62. And what did you do with the money? You are flaunting it on a Rolls Royce, a motorbike, and diamond rings. It's so shameful. She actually ended up selling her soul and belittling herself and degrading herself for the dollar that she said she was not going to do all these things for. So it's such a shame. I don't know if she would ever be able to look her kids in the face and actually explain what happened. I know for family, some of them will still stand by her, but I think between herself and her conscience, she should be very ashamed, especially looking at what she was saying on social media and posturing to be, when it turns out that she was actually the direct opposite of that. What do you think of this case? 62-year-old behaving like this. Then what should the youth do? I think that it's about time that everybody begins to learn to study people critically and not just go with the words they are speaking. Most people are not what they are saying. Most people have learned the art of speaking well, the art of speaking great English, convincing English, stringing together sentences to posture and convince people, but they are not the substance of what they are saying. And it's about time that we learn this art so that we will be able to separate the fake from the real. Other than that, you end up being played and taken for a ride by a lot of people, including somebody like this. And she did it through several chain of small businesses that she owned herself. That is very unfortunate. So if you are doing all these things, it means that by siphoning this money through these illicit means, you are robbing the smaller businesses who are struggling and are actually legitimately qualified for these monies. You are robbing them from being able to access these loans and then prosper their businesses. And people like this are the same people who come back and blame the government or another body for not supporting small businesses to grow. So, like I was saying, it's about time we learn to critically assess what people say and how they behave so that we can see through them. This woman was pretending to the public and even had the guts and the nerve to go vying for a position as a judge when it turns out per what is being reported and the evidence out there that she was actually stealing. Such a shame. What do you think about this case? Let me know your feedback in the comment section. Stay safe out there. Keep a critical eye out. Assess people properly before you start trusting them or believing in the things they say they are doing or who they say they are. I'll catch you on the next one.